Clean my office with me, as a sawam.
Good morning, everyone. I want you to come with me while I clean my kitchen and, my office, and give you a little bit of a story time. So, I'm going to tell you guys about how I found out I had multiple sclerosis. So, after I had my daughter in 2005, I started having some issues with health as far as tingling in my arms and legs and whatnot. And it was something that would happen sporadically. It didn't happen all the time. It just seemed to happen at certain times. But later on, years later, I think she was around 4 or 5. She might have been about 4. No, she was 5. Anyway, I was working 2 jobs and going to school full time. And one day, I was at work and at my part-time job, and my left arm went numb. I couldn't move it. I couldn't pick it up. And I was working at Subway at the time. And you need both hands to make sandwiches. So I was in the process of fixing a sandwich, and I couldn't move my arm. I ended up having to leave work early, and because it happened several times, it was happening on and off. So I ended up leaving work early, and I went home, and we was living in this neighborhood where you have to keep your yard cut and all that. And I caught myself getting out there to cut the yard the same day that this happened. And I was running the lawnmower, and I had this sharp, pain run up the side of my left arm. And I thought I was having a heart attack. So I called my mom, and I called the ambulance. And my mom made it there before the ambulance did, and she took me to the hospital. They told me I wasn't having a heart attack, because as soon as it came, it went away. Couldn't nobody tell me what happened. And they said it was a muscle spasm and gave me muscle relaxers. Well, this was happening on and off for years after that. And in 2013, on Thanksgiving Day, we received a call from my uncle telling me that he found my grandma. She had passed away. And that day, it happened again. Same arm, same thing. I had a plate in my hand when it happened, and I dropped the plate. And from that day forward, this situation never did leave. It never stopped. I kept going to the emergency room. And at this point, I had to stop working because it was something that was happening all the time. So I started doing child care from home. And because that's the only way I can make money. I couldn't work with this happening. So I found out it started on my left side. And then the next thing you know, my right leg, my knee kept slipping like I wanted to fall. I kept getting tingling sensations, kept having the spasms. And every time I went to the emergency room, they would tell me that I was having muscle spasms and would give me muscle relaxers. I'm like, this is not, because the muscle relaxers were not working, and I know what a muscle spasm is, and it wasn't feeling like that. So yeah, this was going on for years, you guys, for years. So in 2013, when my grandma passed away, and it happened on that day, that was a stressful day. That brought that on, and now I know that I was having a relapse, because every time that would happen, it was a relapse that I was having. But not knowing that I had MS, I didn't know, and it will always happen during a stressful time. So, in 2014, the following year, in October, because a lot of other stuff was going on, but it was rough for me. So one morning, it was like 5 something in the morning. I went to get up to go to the bathroom, and my whole right side just completely went out. I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. So I ended up getting rushed to the hospital. I couldn't feel anything on my right side. They ended up doing a MRI, and they saw lesions on my brain, but that was just a regular MRI. So they decided to do an MRI with contrast, and they saw lesions. They really saw them this time on my brain, and that's when they diagnosed me with MS. But they said they wanted to do a spinal tap, and they said you normally don't get diagnosed like that, but they did a spinal. Well, wait, let me go back. They found lesions on my brain, my neck, and my spine. So I had lesions everywhere. They did a spinal tap, and they told me that they normally don't diagnose MS through that because you can barely, tell or get diagnosed that way. So, yeah, they diagnosed me through the spinal tap as well. So I had, that's when I got diagnosed, October 2014, with multiple sclerosis, and I had lesions on my brain, my neck, and my spine. And they didn't know how I went this long without being diagnosed. But I actually diagnosed myself, to be honest. I did. So, yeah, that's my story on when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I had been dealing with it for years before I got diagnosed. I actually diagnosed myself before I got diagnosed, because I looked up my symptoms and that's what it was. So yeah, but thanks for listening. Continue to enjoy the rest of my video. I love you guys, and take care.